So if you starting a clothing brand and you starting with a heat press, you probably wondering right now, like, have you been doing this wrong the whole time?
Here's a few reasons why you should be using a heat press. At the end of the day, it boils down to your actual business model itself. For a clothing brand, it might not be as ideal, and I get what Marlon and Nick is trying to say by focusing on marketing and sales, right?
Because when you're actually focusing on spending time on producing your shirt on your heat press, you're actually taking away time that you can focus on creating content, doing a pop-up shop, like making the sales, actually getting the product moving.
Because whenever you're getting things mass produced, you're getting things screen printed, and let's say if you went out and got 24 t-shirts produced, you got whatever size, in size small, size medium, size large, and instead of focusing on making those actual t-shirts, say you went out and sold them and then you had a handful of t-shirts remaining. The pressure should be on you to get out there and move those actual t-shirts instead of focusing on more that's not even gonna sell. You wanna focus on getting them out, right? I absolutely get it, but at the same time, a heat press is made for different business models. So I know of a handful of companies, of course, including myself, I've done over 7 figures using this heat press model, but I know of other companies, and I can't even say their names, so I'm gonna do it like this. So I know Stahls on Amazon, they do over $20 million a year using this same heat press model. I also know they do the same thing. They use the same model and they do over $10 million in sales in a year. And they sell on marketplaces in the fourth quarter, and they'll do $4 million alone in just December. So really think about what a heat press model consists of. This consists of being able to get so many designs out, having so many options out to your audience, but not having to waste money on printed blanks yet. So you have blanks and you have designs that aren't pretty much put together yet, but you have the option to provide thousands of different sizes to your customers with different types of designs, although it is not even made yet. It is made to order, and this is actually quicker than screen printing. Yes, with screen printing, you can do 400 to 800 t-shirts per hour, but this is only on one single design, and no one is going to want to set up an 8-color print for 24 t-shirts. So the model is you're casting a lot of different designs out in hopes that you can get more fish in. Instead of you having a single design out there that only one fish out of the 100 fishes like, instead you can provide different types of 100 different types of designs out for all of those different type of fishes, in this scenario, customers. So this is why a heat press will make sense for you. And you can even compare this to the print on demand model, but at the same time, when it comes to print on demand, I've been in and out of a lot of these print on demand businesses, which are 9-figure a year businesses, and majority of them uses heat presses as well. So it really boils down to what your actual business model is. And for starters, I know a lot of people got their feet wet and created amazing businesses by being able to get their hands on an actual heat press. A lot of times that pressure of getting sales isn't made for everybody. And I get what Marlon and Nick is trying to say, absolutely, 100%. But not everybody has the ability to go out there and get it in a heartbeat. It's difficult for a lot of people because at the end of the day, to me, the game is really all mental. And for myself, when I first started, I didn't really have the strength or the confidence to go out and sell each and every single piece of garment. I mean, I already had a kid when I first started, so I couldn't even go out there and get it. I couldn't be out here on college campuses. I couldn't even be out anywhere. You know what I mean? So like I was limited to my surroundings. But the heat press allowed me an introduction to the entire apparel decoration industry as a whole. And that's what allowed me to understand everything. And even now, of course, everything that I'm going to be saying is contradicting because I got into the game with a heat press, I got into screen printing, I got into direct to garment, and I've done clothing brands with that. I built my Etsy and Amazon business off of that, and I've done fairly well for myself. But now, as I'm building this new clothing brand, I'm outsourcing everything. So, everything can be contradicting. So I'm not saying the homies Marlon and Nick are wrong, but at the same time, we can live in a world where we're both right. So another thing I do want to add is like even my screen printer, he started off with heat presses. Like he opened his doors with just a few heat presses, and now he got a full auto screen printer going on, and he prints for a lot of different companies. And you know what? So this part would even put it back to square one. So I know he even prints for God is Dope, and the owner of God is Dope even started off with vinyl and the heat press as well. Now they do over 8 figures a year. And yeah, they transitioned, but that heat press was an opening as a whole to a lot of different people when it comes to this actual industry. And I can even talk about this at an even higher level. Let me know if you guys want me to talk about that as well. Comment, like, subscribe, and see y'all on the next one.